espera.
Sí. Okay. Here we go. Again.
So, take two. Hi, Jake, how are you?
Good morning,
I'm
everyone. We are here to interview Jake, Emlyn. The team is obviously Sutapa and Gandini. I'm Maria Noel, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And Jake, again, thank you. Thank you for being here.
It's very nice to be here. Thanks for asking. It's going to be an interesting conversation.
Yes, sure. Well, we are going to start with your bio. Sutapa is going to read it, so please.
Okay. So, Jake Emlyn is known for writing in many styles and characters. To date, he has performed hundreds of gigs in hundreds of venues in London, often mixing contrasting styles together, performing hardcore rap tracks alongside sweet ballads in the same show. His music career started with rap hip-hop under the name Silent, aged just 15. In 2010, Jake attended the Brit Academy of New Music and began to explore the new musical styles. In 2012, Jake was spotted on YouTube by Robbie Williams. Robbie contacted Jake and has been his mentor to the present day. Jake recorded a song with Robbie Williams and was set to release it along with a debut album. He was offered a lucrative record publishing deal with IE Music worth just under £1 million, with an advance of $500,000, and was close to signing, but due to personal tragedy, the death of his father, the deal was held up, eventually lost, and the sums were shelved. Jake then embarked upon a spiritual journey, staying in temples, living with monks, and writing music with a spiritual message. In 2016, Jake signed a publishing deal with Back Music Group, only to part ways on mutual agreement 2 years later. During that time, Jake released the Sleeping Souls EP. The music video for the title track included footage of spiritual cultures from all around the world and racked up over 500,000 views on Facebook. Jake is currently part of the Don't Mind the Happiness podcast with his good friend Klaus M. Nilsson, and is working in energy psychology as an EFT practitioner, which is emotional freedom technique, as well as writing new songs. His new single, Digging for Gold, is available on all streaming platforms. So that is your video, but we
have a better one.
We have a friend of yours.
Yeah, I think that's from Spotify. That one I sent. I don't know. I sent over the bio, but yeah, that's quite long. And actually, that's not my latest single, but it still had all the story in there for sure.
You have time to reivindicate all the things we were not saying correctly there.
I'm not so good at writing bios, I never know what to say in a bio, so I just I just sent over something. But let me hear, what you have. It might be better.
I have a better one, but it's one made by your friend. Wait a second.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
here it is.
Shami G.
Yes, you know it.
So many things from Jake, I don't know where to start.
No se escucha bien.
Okay, first of all,
Para de compartir y compartir de vuelta con.
Yes, that was my bad. Sorry, I had to share some.
You can make a song today with all these technical.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to write some technical issues.
Yeah, everyone can relate.
Sorry for that. Here we go again.
So what I like about Jake, I like so many things about Jake. I don't know where to start. Okay, first of all, I'd say he's a great lyricist. He's a great songwriter, and I used to like his music even before meeting him. I used to like Sleepy Souls, and that was maybe yeah, it was before we made friends. And yeah, so I still think that he's a great songwriter, great lyricist. He's one of the very few songwriter, maybe the only one actually, one of the few songwriter who can write very good and profound and deep and still catchy, simple, poppy, Krishna conscious lyrics, or God conscious lyrics, if you like. So yeah, I'm not saying this because I'm his friend. I really love his music. Yeah, yeah, love his music. What else? Jake. So Jake is very humble, and also is fun to be around. He's very humble. You can find Jake having a very chill conversation with any random person, and even though he's quite talented and quite an established musician, he's still very cool to everybody, very kind to everybody. And I like that. It's easy to be around Jake. And Jake is also is very sensitive. Is sensitive meaning emotionally intelligent. And so you can talk about profound emotions and feelings, and why that feeling led to that action or behavior in that specific person, and so he is emotionally aware, and so that makes him that makes him very sensitive. So we have long conversations about yeah, emotions and feelings and sensations and intuitions and and yeah, you get my point. So, and yeah, what else? He has a great sense of humor. And I can recall a few jokes that he made recently when we were in the studio together. Very great and refined, elegant British humor, I guess. And sometimes when I'm sad, I just think of those jokes, and I'm happy again. Thank you, Jake, for that.
Well, that's a bio.
That was so sweet and kind at the same time, no?
Yeah, that's so nice. Thanks for arranging that. I love Sham Govinda, aka Sam Levy. Love working with him too and being his friend. And yeah, it's just so nice to see that. So thanks a lot for arranging it.
Yeah,
You're
very nice
welcome.
to hear your
Anytime.
other qualities that most people may not see in a curriculum, you know. It's very
Yeah.
nice to see that.
Yeah,
those
he's quite a
qualities.
close friend, you know. We all have our circle of close friends, and he's like one of mine. So they get to see you more closely than other people. So yeah, it's really nice to share that with some individuals.
Excellent. Well, if you're ready, we're going to start with the questions. Shall we?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Number one. Well, what is music for you? What does it mean to you, music?
What does
Well,
music mean?
yeah, music is obviously, I like it because it's my nature. Like I naturally have always been into music, like listening and singing and, you know, writing and rapping. My dad was also, he was an actor musician, and my mum was a dancer. So it's like theatrical family, you know, so music has been from growing up. My family was like, pursue, you know, what you want to do your art, don't do your schoolwork, you know, it's stupid. So like, you know, opposite of many stories I hear is the opposite, but mine was like, oh, don't do your homework, you know, just do what you want, you know, and very much encouraging art and stuff like that. So it's natural for me, and I was encouraged to do it, so that's good. But I like music because, yeah, it can touch people. Of course, it's fun, but it can also have deep meaning as well. So just the sound of music can evoke emotion, which is really cool, just music on its own. But then what I like most, as Sam Levy was saying, I'm mostly into lyrics. So I love the way you can use lyrics with music together, and it can like be profound, you know, because the sound of music evokes emotion. And then if you make it specific with words and with some music, those words can really touch the heart, you know, so music can touch the heart of people. And there can be so many different songs about different things, and you can strike a chord of emotion with those things. And then of course you can do that spiritually, as in anything, you can spiritualize it. So you can, as Sam was saying, it's possible to write spiritual, God conscious lyrics in songs and touch people's hearts in that way also. So I just think it's a very powerful thing that can work with words and emotions. That's how I like to use music, to yeah, put the words and emotions together to have a profound effect to touch people's hearts.
Very nice. When it comes to composing, which is your greatest source of inspiration?
Well, starting with lyrics, as I say, because that's where the most kind of what I like the most important thing for me is the lyrics. So it can be other artists, of course, but recently with the more spiritual lyrics, it's you know, highly elevated people, either books, you know, Krishna conscious books, by Srila Prabhupada, very nice books, or, you know, just many interesting books that can, you know, give knowledge, and then you can just take that philosophy and put it into a song. I've always liked to do that. Even when I was younger, I would like read, I remember reading some like Arthur Miller, some interesting thing that I thought was very interesting, then making it rhyme and putting it into a song. So now I do that. If I hear a lecture, like about something, I just like take what they said and put it in a song. So there's those kind of people who give great talks, inspiring people, and great books. But also the artists I mean, there's so many, of course, because I like many different styles. But when I was younger, I wrote like a list of artists that I like, and I made them rhyme. So, because the question is always so like difficult because there's so many. So I would just say that rhyme, and then you can pick out any of those people. So
That's
these are like my favorite. Yeah.
Sorry, that's a good mnemonic for studying too, no?
It's the same thing. Like I said, I like to take words and put them in a rhyme. So when people ask me my favorite artist, I was like, I'll just make a rhyme about it. So it's easier. Otherwise, we just talk about them, every one, going on for ages, you know. So I just really like good songwriters, like whatever the genre. I don't mind the genre. That's why I like to write in different genres and listen to different genres. It really doesn't matter to me. Like, it's about the good songwriting. So these are some of my favorite songwriters. Regina Spektor, Randy Newman, John Lennon, Harry Nilsson, Debbie Harry, Tom Waits, Ian Dury, Don McLean, Bone Thugs, Tupac, Wu-Tang, Red Rat, Outkast, Eminem, Big L, Common Sense, Cannabis, Beach Boys, Frank Zappa, Jack in Water, Nate Dogg, Leonard Cohen, Paul Barman, Laura Marling. And that was when I was younger, I wrote that rhyme. So I can add some more, you know. I really love Gilbert O'Sullivan, and I really love George Harrison, because since I got more into spiritual things, I'm really realizing how he was so good at executing the spiritual message into music.
Yeah.
So of course there's many more I like. I also really like pop music when I was younger, just fun pop music. And there's so many fun like groups and artists who did just fun pop music. But for the like, yeah, the songwriters I like, those were the ones really that inspire me the most. And there's different sides to me. There's my parents influenced me, playing me like the Beatles and the Beach Boys and so many of those older artists like Randy Newman. And then I discovered myself when I was growing up, was heavily influenced by rap and hip hop. So my favorites were like Bone Thugs and Harmony and Tupac. Again, because you know, Tupac could have a really good message in his songs and put that across. Yeah, and he could express all different sides of him, which I really admired, and be honest about that. So yeah, and so my upbringing where I grew up in London was mainly about rap and hip hop, and then my parents it was more about like old 60s music and stuff, so they came together. And then as I grew up out of like the school years, I just kind of explored all different things in any style because I was so used to listening to different styles, and then I picked up like my favorite artists along the way, you know.
Great.
Nice, very nice.
Next one. Do you consider music to be a form of spirituality?
I think anything can be a form of spirituality depending on how you use it. So music can definitely be, but I mean, of course, inspiration is coming from somewhere else, you know. Like I think the definition of intuition in the dictionary is a reasonable impetus that comes from within. That's like the definition of intuition. So inspiration is kind of like that, like you don't really know where it comes from, but it's like a reasonable impetus that comes from within. Like, I'm gonna say that. It's like, why? I don't know. It's very hard for artists to even explain how things work sometimes. They're like the worst person to ask about, how did you do that song? It's like, I don't know. Like everyone else, they analyze it, but for the artist, it's like, I don't know. Like, you know, it just comes as a feeling. So that feels like a spiritual experience. But of course, depending on your, I guess, consciousness and mode of nature you're feeling or operating in at the time, the song will obviously come out, the music will come out in a different mood, just like anything else you do in your life. Wherever your consciousness is, you know, your behavior and the result will be a certain way. So if your consciousness is feeling goodness or higher than that, then the song will be more meaningful. And it can definitely, if you're feeling Krishna conscious, if you're in a mood of bhakti, which I try to do some songs in a mood of bhakti, then the song can be, yeah, definitely spiritual. So yeah, music definitely can be spiritual, but it's not always.
Yeah, leading to that explanation. So what does it spirituality means to you? Because we know there is many interpretations of spirituality. So what is spirituality means to you?
So that was the question before, yeah, or that's the no, I didn't answer.
That was how the music means. That's similar in one sense.
I forgot. That was, what does music mean to you? So spirituality, I guess spirituality means to me living from a place of like as much as you can of who you really are, in line with reality as much as you can, you know. So as you said, there's many different interpretations because we all have many layers of illusion, and also we have different personalities. So although there is obviously a concise way to explain like what spirituality is objectively, we all might feel that differently. And it's actually quite contentious when we say, just, you know, being myself, being the true me, because we could be in such illusion that we are talking about, we are just talking about being our conditioned self. I just want to be myself. We're just talking about being our conditioned self because we don't, you know, we don't know who we are. But I guess it's trying to be honest and getting as close to who we really are as possible. And that means in connection to God really, and to developing that, to go within and to develop that. So I would say spirituality means like when you're so full that you don't need anything else, you know. Actually, that's going to be my answer later when you ask me what's happiness. I think you're going to ask that. not that I know the questions yet. But
Yes, yes, I send it to
Yes, a good
Okay,
point.
the
If
next-
you go, if you go
Yes.
closer now to develop who you are, you have to get to the soul, you know, I mean, when you explore,
Obviously.
so at least, you know, you get one layer far from the influence of society. Like in your case, you did your music because your parents allow you to do that, no? So it's very interesting.
so maybe the layers of illusion move, the more spiritual you are being, those layers of illusion move, and you truly feel like you are connecting in a real way with yourself, with God, and then therefore with the world, seeing it through a different lens from higher consciousness, I guess. So I guess that's what spirituality is. I I don't know, I'm just trying to feel my way through it, but yeah.
Great, great answer. Excellent. What are your plans for the future?
So I guess there's two things I do, like the music, of course, this is what we're talking about, I do. And we have in London now, we have like a venue now called Studio 108. We just opened it.
Yes.
So we're doing some events there and trying to build on that, so many things. And the whole thing is really based around music. So I'm so grateful for that, because I've been hanging around the devotee community for many years and trying to find what I can do with my nature, you know, and trying to make songs to help people. But this seems like actually within the community a place where musicians can actually, devotees who are musicians can actually implement their skills. So I want to be involved in that Studio 108. That's with like Kaylee, Panana and Sham Govinda as well, and many nice devotee friends in London. So doing that, doing more songs with those two guys I just mentioned. And we want to do some tours now where like might be allowed to. We want to just put out more bhakti art is what we're calling it, you know, like we're trying to
Yes, we're trying to do the same.
to show people that that's okay, that you can do that. Because sometimes people message me and they say like, oh, thanks so much for, you know, doing what you do, because it's made me see that I can do who I am, be who I am, or do and I don't really understand those messages, to be honest. I guess maybe because I was always encouraged to to do what I do, but it's, at least it can be a good example of if something is your nature, you can spiritualize it and engage it in Krishna service. And obviously with art and music, it's quite an obvious one, because you can just pretty directly just like make something that's more spiritual. But hopefully it's a good example for people who are either artists themselves. They can say, oh, I can do, because for some reason people have this idea that you become a devotee and you can't do art anymore. I don't know where that comes from, but some have that. There's so many conflicts that come up with so many changes. So a good example of that, if someone is an artist, to feel comfortable to do that. And we're trying to, I guess, not pioneer that. I know there's been many bhakti artists in the past as well, but just further establish that. And then also maybe if an artist, that's not your nature, still it's a good example to see that whatever your nature is, you can just add Krishna to that and spiritualize whatever you do. So those are the plans, to do more songs like that, to try to give a good example of that, and just express bhakti through art. And then as in that bio you read, I'm involved in like energy work, you know. I really like this EFT and things like that, and I'm doing another like course at the moment, learning more about energy work within and things like that. So I don't know, I really like that as well, because it helps people heal, and what it does is help people actually advance in their Krishna consciousness if you use it in the right way, because we all have some obstacles that can be in the way, and if anything can help, surely it's favorable, as long as it doesn't take over and we become like self-obsessed or something. But for me, the EFT and these kind of things have really helped me to just move things that were in the way of my bhakti yoga, so then I could get closer to Krishna. So it's helped me, so I'm trying to show it to others. So yeah, I do music and this energy stuff.
That's
Very
really,
nice,
really
very
nice.
nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, we need so much of that, you know. This is the
Yes.
we need so much to show that you have to be who you are, that you have a special gift, and the more that you use the gift for the right reason, for the right source, for the right connection, you know. So you're a role model for a lot of people, especially for a lot of young people. So I'm very grateful for you going with that and doing the studio and with your colleagues, and that is very inspiring. So thank you.
No,
so
thanks.
I know you are, sorry.
No, and I guess just trying to be honest is a plan I have with the music, but also, as you say, we need to be honest about where we are at and who we are. So if we do have some issues or struggles, it's like to just show that that's okay. There are ways we can like work on this and be honest, and that is actually bhakti, to work through these things with the intention to be a better servant, you know, to not pretend we are something else and hide or pretend we are more advanced than we are, you know, to so both with the music is supposed to be an honest expression, but then also with the other work I do, it's like, you know, I like to be honest about working on our issues, you know, and trying to improve.
So I think you already have, your words are telling me almost the answer to the next question, but you think maybe you can add something to it. So what is the main legacy you would like to convey to future generations, or to raising kids? And, you know, like kids are growing up and, you know, future generations, what do you like to convey? What is your legacy that you like to convey?
Well, the thing I said for sure about nature's that you can engage in nature, spiritualize it. That's something for sure. Although I know for some people it's hard for them to realize their nature, but still it's encouraging, you know, to that you can be honest about where you're at and then do the best you can from there. And also, I don't know, maybe making like cool, you know, like Krishna rapping cool or something, because sometimes people, they think it can't be cool or something for some reason. Like apparently we performed at Rath Yatra the other day, and I had a nice message from someone saying like a lady, she had a son who was going through some difficulties and like maybe having some bad associations, so they told him to come to the Rath Yatra. And then we were on the stage and I was rapping, and then someone said to him, "See, this is a real rapper," like, or something like that. And apparently the kid was like thinking it's cool, you know, like you can be a devotee and rap, and that's somehow cool. Like just to, I don't know, just to show people that you don't have to like be someone else or worry too much. So to make some really good art that is like on a high level, not just, you know, like sometimes devotees, they make something and we're like, oh glories to you because you're a devotee and you made something, but really like the non-devotee art is like way better. Like sometimes, you know, like the films they are putting out, the songs, the production value, the graphics, the rappers, like they're incredible, a lot of these non-devotee rappers. So I don't want to be just like, oh yeah, you're a rapper and you're devotee, great. It's like we have to be on the level of them, you know, if we're going to be taken seriously like in the world. So trying to so young people will take it more seriously, because of course they're gonna prefer to listen to a really good rapper if there's no good rappers talking Krishna consciousness. Why would they choose that? You know, it has to be a higher taste, has to be like, apart from the philosophy, the quality has to be good as well. So trying to pioneer some really good art. And mainly, as I said, the being yourself and applying your nature in Krishna consciousness is a good thing, a good example to give, I think.
Excellent.
Right.
And you're doing a good job already, but I know you're
Yes.
going to get more in that direction. So thank you.
I agree with every word you said, and I think that we have to share the Krishna consciousness with art. That is the way. It's the best way, I think. Okay, we have the next question. It's about something you talk about, but maybe. Can you tell us about your podcast experience? I heard it is very good.
The podcast that I'm in,
Yes, your podcast.
Yes. So I have a podcast with my friend Klaus M. Nelson. He was a monk in like Mayapur and traveling around the world for like many years. And he used to do this thing called Ask a Monk, where he would stop anywhere. Other people do that, but I think he started it. I don't know, but he was definitely like well known for doing that, this Ask a Monk thing. And I just became friends with him because he's just such a great guy and we really connect. And so we started this podcast called Don't Mind the Happiness. And yeah, basically not teaching, but just talking about how, yeah, what happiness means. Like, you know, we're actually going to relaunch it and with a new name actually, but I thought that name was really cool as well. Don't mind the happiness, you know, saying if you don't mind the happiness so much, it comes, you know, like how we're looking for happiness in so many wrong places and stuff like that. And anyway, we had a whole concept of how the episodes were structured. So you can still find those podcasts. There's like 36 episodes of that.
Yes.
And we went on to different subjects, and Klaus is just so good at philosophy. And I'm kind of in the podcast playing the role of the guy who is like, you know, asking, but also the practical, you know, example of how I applied that into my life. Because I haven't been a monk. I haven't like, you know, but I'm trying to apply it into my life where I'm at. So it's really cool to hear him just with such profound philosophy, and then me saying like, oh, this is how it relates to someone like just in the world trying to live a normal life, but trying to be spiritual. So it seemed to make a good dynamic, and we also are just such good friends that we have a laugh and stuff, and it's just kind of weird sometimes and funny. So yeah, we're going to relaunch this podcast soon, hopefully, but those episodes are still available to hear.
Yes, I know that. I heard the first two and I was, wow, they are great. Thank you so much they are on Spotify and in Apple, both.
Yeah, and I think it's Buzzsprout is the website that it's on, and they stream it through to those other places, so you can download the episodes. But it's similar to the music, really. We're just putting it across in a way that's, you know, we're just talking in normal like English language. It's not like lots of Sanskrit or things you have to know before. It's just anyone can hear it, but hopefully the message and the philosophy is in there and potent through our conversations, you know. So yeah, I have fun doing it anyway.
So, on the topic, on that topic, what does happiness mean to you?
I knew you were going to ask that. I thought of something earlier, and I was going to repeat it, but I don't know if I'm even feeling it. But I was saying, yeah, when you do enough of this inner work and connection, that you feel so full up that you don't really seek happiness in outside things or outside people, when you know, and then you can give happiness more freely because you're so full inside. Basically, you're not needy, you know. When you realize, oh, I'm not very needy, might mean you're happy now, you know, because within you're feeling okay and you have so much nice connection with God that you're not trying to fill up yourself in these other ways that don't bring long-lasting happiness, you know. So maybe we've all felt that sometimes. I felt it sometimes, but it hasn't hung around like all the time. So but I still notice when I'm getting like, oh, I'm really needy now, you know, like, and then I realize I need to keep refreshing and doing that work to make myself feel more grounded and yeah, full up within my heart. So then I don't need to look externally for so much happiness, temporary happiness, you know.
Yes. And the last one, can you tell us about your experience in a temple?
Yeah, so I haven't lived in a temple. I've stayed a few times. To be honest with you, like 5 days is the most I stayed in the temple. Then I had to run home and lie down for the whole weekend, just like I feel more comfortable nowadays, like because of the work I've done. In the beginning, I felt so conflicted about staying in the temple and stuff like that. Although I haven't tried to stay recently, but I probably would feel a bit better now. But yeah, I was never going to be a monk or a brahmachari. I just knew that. So yeah, I didn't stay in the temple, but I really enjoyed my experience around temples. I haven't had much experience in the world of temples, really. I'm just like a London boy with not much desire to travel, to be honest. I don't know why. I just like go to the Radha Krishna temple in London, and I love it. I mean, that temple is pretty hectic because it's right in central London and it's a small temple, so it's really for preaching. It's not to go there and be relaxed in the nature. It's like very, very like chaotic energy all the time. But that's why I straight away took to preaching, doing music for preaching, you know, doing programs for preaching. Like that's been my experience of Krishna consciousness. So that's why I like it there. And I don't know, it's just, I remember the first few times coming to the temple, I hadn't heard kirtan before, and it was just the hypnotic kind of the way it goes round and round. I hadn't heard that in music before. Songs are always 4 minutes, and I always stop the song before 2 minutes. Like, it's too long. Like every song I listen to is like, get to the point before I'm over it, you know. But the kirtan, it was like a whole different thing. It was like, it just goes round and round, and I found myself, you know, being in trance. And the deities there in London, rather London Ishwara, they're so merciful, and also they've got Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. They were so much attracting me. I didn't even know who they were. I just, you know, saw these figures, and Lord Jagannath especially was attracting me so much. And at the time I thought, that's Krishna. Like, I used to look at a picture of Lord Jagannath thinking, this is Krishna, and I used to chant looking at that. And I just realized now, you know, getting to know them a bit more personally over the years, they like grabbed me and just kept me there, you know. When I was first coming, they just attracted me, grabbed me, and they were just keeping me around, even though I was, you know, struggling at times. And of course, Gaura Nitai is there as well. We do amazing Harinams, and they're always encouraging our Harinams. And Giri Govardhan is always looking really happy all the time after eating, and it's just it's so fun to be in front of them and praying and thanking them for their mercy. And just the nice community of people around that temple and the nice friends I've made. It just felt people were always very encouraging to me. Yeah, so I've loved that. I've visited a few temples, but just by visiting, you can't really tell what the other temples are really like. But that's the main one that I know. And yeah, it's changed my life when I went there, you know, all the new smells, all the and actually the temple has Govindas underneath, so I kept eating paneer and just thinking like, what is this stuff? And I just loved it, you know. At the time I thought it was tofu or something. So I was like going to the gym and going, yeah, I'm gonna have this. It's really good for my exercise. Then later on I heard it was cheese. I was like, oh, what? But by that time I loved it. So yeah, I don't know. I can only talk of my experience of that temple, and it's changed my life, and it's been, yeah, very good.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing all this stuff. And we have one little person more to share with you.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you want to say anything else that we haven't given you the chance to express or ask that you would like to speak.
Yes.
Maybe there is something that we haven't asked you. We should have asked you.
I don't know. No, I don't usually do this kind of talking thing. Haley. Yeah, I don't usually do. I usually am talking, you know, through songs and stuff. So I don't usually plan something to just talk and say. So usually it's better to go off questions. So it's great that you guys have been asking questions, and no, it's been really nice because, you know, when you answer questions, you learn stuff yourself, because I don't really know exactly what's going on with what I'm doing sometimes. So when someone asks you to define it, it's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And it's like, you feel like, yeah, I am doing it. So it's like we're refining my mission, and just, yeah, it's such a nice idea and nice questions that you asked. And these videos are really cool of my friends. It's a very nice idea because I always feel like they love me, but no one would really. We do sometimes send each other little videos or messages like that saying, I love you, you're really great. But I don't know, this is more like professional or something. So it's really nice to see these clips, and I don't know. Yeah,
they're saying that like from the heart, and you are not present, so they are really putting everything in there because they know you will receive it. You are muted because it was asking. The sound was having a problem, but maybe I don't know if you can play and see if we can hear it.
Jake, it's me, Kaylee. I've been asked to share a message with you today. When you were asked to share a message with me, you went above and beyond. You composed a whole rap incorporating the names of our songs and it was just incredible, captivating, spectacular, wondrous. I haven't done anything of the sort. I haven't prepared anything at all, but I did just want to take this opportunity to thank you for your friendship and just let you know that you're a huge inspiration for me in life. And although we've only known each other for a short time officially, I feel that we are kindred spirits. We're on the same path, the ActivArte path, which can feel a little lonely sometimes because there aren't many of us. But I think we complement one another. So yes, I hope you have a really nice interview, and I'll see you in a couple of days. I love you very much, and stay handsome, stay charismatic, stay talented and cool, and Hare Krishna.
Stupid sunflowers. He's always got stupid sunflowers all the time.
Estás silenciada.
Okay. I love the sunflowers too. Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm just joking. Because he's always got sunflowers. It's funny. But that was very, very nice. And I don't know. I remember the one I did for him. I think I made it into a rap because I didn't know what to say. But I actually really like when my friends are just talking, you know, openly saying. I think I made a rap because it was like, oh, I don't know what to say. I'll just make something to. So it's, you know. But yeah, it's so nice. It's nice that you add that in to the interview. So very nice.
I think you minimize your
just a little surprise. Just a little surprise for you and for to return into your kindness of being here and sharing all your experience and your knowledge, and we like to present all this to so many people because we love your music, we love the way you make music, and I mean, in Krishna West and Activating Consciousness, the group we belong to, we try to develop all those values and all those interests and you know, because we really like and want to share this with a lot of people. We want a lot of people, a lot of devotees to hear you and to see that another reality is possible too. Okay, that is our aim. That's our aim.
No, and I appreciate it. It's very nice. Just when people let you know that something you've done, they've connected with it. It's nice to hear because people don't always say, you know. When people come up to me, I'm like, oh, great, like, because you don't always realize, you know. So it's great when people actually tell you that they're connected and it's having some benefit. It's really nice to know. And yeah, I mean, thanks for encouraging. Even those messages from my friends, they're so encouraging as well, like to do, you know, during the interview, it makes me feel encouraged. And yeah, if you're sharing it with others, the music, then I very much appreciate that, because I'm just trying to do the same thing, is to just share this bhakti music and hope that people will connect with it and feel inspired somehow. And so yeah, thanks for doing that as well.
I want to say that you said that you didn't know what to say, and you only did a rap. Like, oh my God, such a little thing. I did this rap only, and the rap was full of love, was full of meaning. It was not put all like anywhere, anything. Every word expressed the connection and how the ability to express love and connection through the rap. It's not, I just did a little rap. I mean, maybe for you it's a little rap, but really very meaningful, very powerful. So don't think that you are expressing through the music. And we felt it, and I'm not Jake felt it too through the amazing skills you have to express the love and the connection through the rap, you know. So please, anytime you don't know what to do rap, because it's great.
Yeah, no, I'm glad it was good then. Yeah, that's cool.
We could tell for sure that you were infusing your soul and your gratitude to Kelly. We could tell how you deep and nice you thought of him, and that is the I think that is the goal of everything we do, to tell other people where our heart is, and to tell it in a way that gets to the heart of the other person, and that is what you did. That I couldn't find a better way to do it.
Yeah, maybe that's my preferred way to express it, and it comes across better for me when I do it like that. So yeah, maybe it was good in the end.
Okay.
Thank you so much. No.
Thank you so much. We're going to finish the interview
Okay.
and the live right now. Maybe you want to express something else?
No, I'm just happy. I just want to thank you for the nice conversation, and I don't know. Me and Sam are releasing an album in September. Me and Sam Levy.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, very pop. Lots of pop songs on there that all have a devotional message. So
Great.
yeah,
So nice.
We're going to
Thanks.
spread it
I'm
everywhere.
going to stop
Thank you.
the.
Yes.
I'm going to stop the. Don't leave, but
Thank
we're going to
you.
stop the
Thank you,
live.
Thank you
Jay.
so
Hare
much
Krishna,
for being
Hare
here.
Bol.
Thank you, everyone.